Hey everybody, welcome back to College Conversation. We have a treat. This is College Conversation with me, Rick.
And me, Nain. It's been so long he forgot how to do the damn
I know,
intro.
right?
What's
We
wrong
haven't
with
done
you?
this in like a week.
I know.
Anyways, I got a special treat for you guys. I ran into this guy that's sitting here just the other day over the weekend at a grand opening for our friend Joseph Bautista, who has opened up a school, and it's called Legacy. Much love to you guys. You guys are awesome. But somebody said, hey, you got to talk to this guy. I go, well, who is he? Right? I'm like, because we don't know each other, obviously, right? We just met that day. And they said, well, he's from a podcast called FMA Pulse. I'm like, oh, is that Franco, guys? I'm just fucking.
Wow, that's cool.
No, but this is Jesse Santiago.
We were waiting for the first one. Jesse Santiago, a.k.a. the Mad Type.
Did he get that right?
The Mad Titan.
Yeah.
The Mad Titan. I guess he said the Mad Titan. I'm like, wait, what?
Mad Titan?
You
No,
didn't
Titan.
You didn't get the Titan
Titan.
part. There.
Titan.
We'll do a replay. And we'll see if, you got it. If you heard it or what.
So, and when I heard he was also a fellow podcaster. I know we stayed up about.
You're actually putting us on his level?
I know,
Come
right?
on. Come on. Come
But
on.
I just had to be able to talk to you, and like I asked you before, I said, hey, would you mind? And this guy is so gracious, right? He doesn't know me from Adam.
Nope.
He's probably never even watched our show.
He's from Chicago.
Yeah, right.
We're in South City.
Yeah, but he said yes, so here he is.
Yay.
So let's start, because I know when you and I talked over the weekend, you mentioned you also do martial arts. So
Yes.
you're not just a podcaster.
No,
You're brethren to us, right? Because we're all doing martial arts of some sort.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
What system are you doing?
So as of now, I am. I just became guru, fully qualified instructor under Grandmaster Balintawag's Balintawag.
Oh, I hate you. Dude, you know how many people would just love to be able to say that?
Seriously, yeah.
And I got the branding to prove it. So,
You guys get branded?
well, we get tatted. When you complete your fully qualified instructor, you have the option of getting what they call the friendship dots, meaning it has multiple meanings. It's the relationship between student and teacher.
Okay.
And passing the knowledge from student to teacher, and then once you reach that level, it is now your turn to go pass on.
So do you guys do like a weird fist bump thing? Is that
Yeah, we go like this, and then we do an Instagram boomerang.
And I'm like, wait a minute, how does that work? How does that? Do you guys touch each other? Hey, what's up?
like-
Look, I'm one of you.
Like Power
I
Rangers.
love that. I love that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Bobby Tawada's name gets said a lot on
Yes.
the show. I mean, a bunch of our guests have either played with him, good friends with him, danced with him, karaoke'd with him.
Or
I mean,
all four.
Yeah, or all four. It's crazy. I mean, and the one that surprised me the most, and because we didn't know her prior to meeting her,
Yeah.
was Graciela Casillas. And she starts talking about a Bobby story. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, he's an awesome dancer. And
Karaoke.
yeah, karaoke guy, and we're at the restaurant, and they're asking me if I'm Filipino. And like, right? Because you know Bobby, you gotta be Filipino. But it was the coolest thing. But everybody has seen Bobby's work online. There's no way you could have ever missed anything that he does.
Right.
He's so charismatic. His movements, just you think he's like
He's a showman.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, right. So this is great. How did you get involved in his Balintawag?
Well, because Balintawag was not my first Filipino martial art.
Oh, really?
I was teaching, not
Traitor.
teaching. I was actually training Filipino martial arts in Chicago under Guru Defensor method, and it was more of a hybrid system of like Inosanto, Villabro, Serrata, Inayan.
Yeah. Okay.
And he actually learned all his stuff on the West Coast. On top of them coming to Chicago for seminars, he actually did a pilgrimage, started in the Bay Area, worked his way south to Inosanto, all the way to Hawaii.
Wow.
So he was actually one of the few people to touch hands with Villabro before he passed away.
Oh, wow.
And he stayed in Hawaii for 1 month training with Villabro.
That's
so-
crazy.
But that was like,
That's a lot of spam.
yeah, that's a lot of information.
Oh,
and
that
rice,
too, yeah.
and rice,
And rice is bad.
and cholesterol.
Oh yeah, he was at Zippy's every day.
And then he took all that knowledge and brought it back to Chicago and
That's
started
cool.
teaching it.
Is he still teaching?
No, he actually passed away last
Okay.
year.
Oh, may he rest in peace.
Yeah, a lot of my friends actually also that cross trained with us. Like three of them passed away last year. So Yeah, it was so weird because actually I became guru under Defensor method March of last year, and there was only 4 of us left.
Wow. So
one of-
you
yeah.
guys got to bring it up. Who's lineage holder?
Yeah.
So as of now, it is now Matas ng Guru, Jason Brigham.
Okay.
He was the one that basically everyone else didn't want to take up the mantle.
I'll pass.
Hey, everyone said no, so it's on you.
And he's actually going to Mexico next month because we actually have a Mexico group.
Wow.
For Defensor method. So like, back to the story. There was 4 of us that tested for the final guru test for Defensor method. A month later, one of them passes away from a stroke. So
Is it that strenuous, the system?
I know. Was it studying so hard? One guy died of a stroke. The other one had an aneurysm. The other one had vitamin D deficiency.
He had a stroke prior to that, and they said that if you have one stroke, you're more likely to have another one later on.
Yeah, my brother had it several. Right?
Yeah,
dude, your brother had heart attacks, not strokes.
Strokes.
I don't know.
Jesus.
Stroke, heart attack, tomatoes, tomatoes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Danny. He's an idiot.
But yeah, like another friend passed away over the summer of last year. He had leukemia and he didn't even know it. And then it was
that's crazy.
And then of course my instructor, Maha Defensor, died around October of last year. And then my cousin in Hawaii passed away in December from COVID. I was just like, so a lot of
So should we step back from you because you seem to be bringing death everywhere you go?
The Harbinger.
Harbinger.
Oh, the Mad Titan.
Mad Titan. There you go. Now we know the name.
Yeah.
I want the power. No, I'm just kidding. As you can tell, I'm a nerd at heart.
Dude,
that's awesome.
Yeah, you're like us, so no big deal. It's all good.
It's kind of all we attract as nerds.
Yeah. You know what I love is there's a guy out there, Conrad Bowie. You probably know him, right?
Yeah.
He calls himself the man, and we're like,
the real man.
What an egotist, right? And they're like, no, it's martial arts nerd. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes it. Okay, now you're okay.
Man,
now
martial arts.
Yeah,
that should be a T-shirt. I'm gonna make one.
You should send it to him because
because he says that he goes, yeah, I'm a real man. I'm like, wow,
MAN.
and then he goes, martial arts nerd. Yeah. Okay, I want one of those shirts. Let me know.
Dude, even if he did mean it the other way, I wouldn't consider him an egotist. Have you met that guy? He's like the chillest dude I know.
Yeah.
Well,
super awesome guy.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the people so far I've been fortunate to meet a lot of the gurus and grandmasters, and they're a lot chill, outside of teaching seminars. They're just regular people.
Exactly. This guy even more so. I'm going to introduce you to him because this is a guy that you would definitely want on your show. And I'm not just plugging you or him,
right?
But the stuff that he talks about and the way he talks about it, he's got this really soft voice. I mean, I've never heard him yell, even in a class of any kind. We had him at a seminar, and he's like, hey, you're gonna.
He got everybody else to breathe on call. He's like,
right.
all right, everybody. I forget what the trigger word was, but we just started. Wait, are we just? Damn it! He got us to do it.
But he's such a cool, nice guy, and he has an organization called Tiga Tactics.
Yeah.
And they did thousands hours of research on what it is for a real fight.
Real attacks, knife attacks.
Real stuff. But I swear to God, he's a monk.
Yeah.
So when he talks about anything, he's always going to talk on the light side of it. Even how negative we're talking about stuff.
A gun-toting monk.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean,
he's the great Jedi, both the light side and dark side of the Force.
He is.
Yeah, great, yeah.
But if you ever get a chance, reach out to him. And I'll tell you, he's just so generous with his time.
He really is.
We had our fundraiser seminar, and thank you for all those guys who instructed in that
Shout out.
that seminar. But he came in just like, anything you need, whatever you need me to do, I'm there. I'm like, okay. And that's what I love about the guy. He's just super chill. Him and I guess it's his cousin, because Patrick Vong, I guess that's his partner at Tiga Tactics.
That's his cousin?
Yeah, it's his cousin. It turns out it's his cousin. Huh. We're going to have him on the show soon because I already reached out to him.
We have to.
He's like, I'd be honored. I was like, great. But to get those kind of people on a show is rare. I mean, you get a lot of guys who had such ego in their heads, but because we're trying to get them on the show, we kind of cater to that, right? Yeah. To an extent.
Quite on set.
Yeah, right? That whole thing, everything, right?
Do we really?
Well, you and I don't. But,
oh, okay.
But you almost have to.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of who they are.
Right.
And their lineage and the people behind them and all that. I mean, I know when we got to talk to Al DeCascos, I really was a little reluctant. I was actually scared. Because you hear the stories, right? Oh, Al DeCascos, that's that, and they're like, oh, okay, right?
Did you see his knuckles?
Yeah.
His punching knuckles?
Yeah, they're like this big, right?
Yeah, they're huge.
But
Calloused.
yeah,
They look like knuckle dusters. And then I'm looking at him and he's like, oh, they used to be bigger. I'm like,
When I was younger.
but super nice guy.
super chill.
I mean, I'm very generous. I walked him down to his car. We were in Hawaii. He came over to the hotel. I'm like, who does that, right? You're going to strangers' guys' hotels, just to talk to them. So I walk him down the car, and he starts giving me lessons of how, because I tell him, here's how I do it. He goes, well, that's a good idea. Try consider it. And I'm like, wow, when anybody offers their stuff and isn't charging an arm or leg to tell you, to me, that's generosity. That's just being kind and just being so, he understands, hey, yeah, you're growing up. I've been here all the time. Here's some ideas. Here, take this. I'm like, wow, that was.
So he's like, he wants to share it, like
Yeah.
a true Filipino. Eat this, keep eating it.
Well,
eat it too.
right?
You look skinny.
But, how many people don't do that, right? Not enough of them do that, right?
Because if they think about it as a business aspect, like you got to pay for this knowledge.
Yeah,
So,
but he was just, and I would have thought with his name and what that
Notoriety.
name, you would have thought, no,
Yeah.
this is the way he's me, but just super nice guy. He gave us a book, signed it for the both of us. We're like, oh, cool, But again, and then we had that same experience with his ex-wife, Malia, and she was very much the same way. She's so talkative. Get her on your show. You're not gonna be able to shut her up. She's awesome, though.
Yeah, much like right now, we can't get Rick to shut up. But it's all right. It happens. It comes with age. You want to share your knowledge with people and not charge them anything.
I'm giving him some places to go to talk to. That's
Really?
what
Because I want to know about his business. Because it's not just a martial artist. Like we said before, you're a legitimate podcaster. And you have a business partner?
yes. So FMA Pulse started off as an informational website for Filipino martial arts in general.
But why?
We just saw that there was not enough recognition, information.
You mean Born Identity didn't do it for you?
Oh yeah,
Mission Impossible. Identity.
they're like that special
Every
tactical stuff.
90s movie.
Well, yeah, I mean there was no information about it, and there was people that was interested, but there was no way they could find information or find an instructor.
Right.
So we were trying to make connections of like where's there Filipino martial arts around the world, and then just see if like we can connect people or introduce them to an instructor.
Wow.
So at first we started off with just like these articles. Then we went into more of a kind of not really a I would say like semi podcast because we didn't have our camera equipment yet.
Oh, okay.
And then we started doing interviews online with instructors from like different states. There came a point where we kind of took a break, like a 4 or 5 year hiatus from FMA Pulse.
Wow, really?
I went to graduate school,
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Higher learning.
and
Yeah.
and I was trying to focus on there's like my mom had health issues, so I had to help with that aspect. But after going to graduate school, working in the education system, I got burned out, and I was like, I don't want to deal with any more high school students.
I like it.
And I was like, it's not bad. The students are not that bad. There's always those 3 to 5,
I like that 3 to
delinquents.
5.
In every class.
Yeah, if you're lucky. But the politics within the education system is what really kills you.
Oh yeah. I have a couple of nieces and nephews who are teachers, and they're like, I hate this job.
Yeah.
Really? So
Yeah.
it's just the same everywhere then. Just
It's
the system
everywhere.
itself is just
Exactly. And I burnt out, and I took a long look about what I want to do, and I was looking at FMA Pulse. I'm like, because my first degree was in film and video. I got my bachelor's in fine arts in film and video.
crap. Oh, no shit.
And I was like, let me take what I was doing in education, what I was teaching at the high school level, and then apply it to what I'm doing now with FMA Pulse. And then I got a camera, started doing interviews again, and then things just started to like steamroll.
Right.
I was out here twice, once in 2017 and 2018.
Right.
2017 is when I left the education system. Then they let me go. Around December of 2017, I was like, screw this, I need to get out of Illinois.
So he moves to Chicago.
So I told Joseph from Legacy, like, hey, I'm coming back to the Bay.
Nice.
And then he's like, cool. Like, No, Joseph is such a cool guy. He's introduced me to a lot of people in the Bay Area.
Oh, and he knows a lot of people.
And you know, he lined up a lot of interviews because I was here with my business partner. And
No shout out?
Nope. So Mike Rubin.
There you go.
So, I know you have your day job still, but
Still, that sounds like he's a little mad about it.
You should be here with me, man. A little salty about that.
Dick.
but I get it. I mean, he's married, so I get it.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, okay.
Somebody's got to pay the bills over there.
but yeah, this was like 2018, and Joseph just lined up all these people I should meet. And this is when I had a lot more energy. I was like all gung ho.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
we're still kind of like that.
so I was like, I drove like we were fortunate enough to meet Grandmaster Rene Letos before he passed.
Right.
Oh, yeah. That was
So he just passed away a couple of weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, one of the first seminars I ever went to was Letos's.
Yeah, and we drove to where he lived at that one time, and then we had to do another interview. We had to drive back south because it was a Healit practitioner.
Right.
And
He left as a massager.
So yeah.
I'm not sure if he's Mexican, so.
I know.
Let's
Thank
forgive
you. You know, I've been around. You know what? Let's move on.
It's for the audience. Come on.
So
man.
Healit, traditional Filipino
Thank you.
healers.
See, we got it out of him. We got it out of him. Tag team.
That's it. That's what it means. Healers. And then, that was like, we were like all over the place. And then Grandmaster Art Gonzalez, another one who passed away like a couple of years ago. And then who else did we interview? Professor David Shores before he moved out of the Bay Area. He was Cinco Terros. And I was like, man, I wish I would have been here longer. Except I need more money.
Oh, dude. It's always the case. Yeah,
Dude,
our seminar
funny.
was a fundraiser.
Yeah. My wife said, my wife goes, Rick, I don't mind you doing these shows, but stop using our money for the rent. It's like, God damn it, we're going broke.
Well, and that's the thing. It's the business aspect of what we do. It's difficult because we were just focusing on the YouTube channel,
right?
And we did get monetized.
Oh wow,
I did see that.
But the difficult thing is, it's like if you're not making millions of views on each video, you're getting chump change.
Right.
Even though I put in my
McDonald's.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, I put my heart and soul into those edits, especially with the interviews, because I take a more of a documentarian approach.
You do. I liked your cuts and stuff. I was like, damn, I wish I could do that. Well, the thing is, it's hard to find the material to put in there, though.
Yeah.
You got to hunt those things down. Then you got to get permission. Then you got to, all those. Or do you just, fuck 'em.
Well, I try to keep everything original. Like, if I could record something at the event, like usually I want to record the instructors teaching their classes. But if there's a topic that they're talking about that I don't have video footage
then
from,
you got to go search.
Search for it, like, take a photo from their Facebook profile.
Definitely. I get that.
Or,
We're going to compare notes.
or you gotta like download a video from YouTube that was like, that coincides with what the person's talking about. And of course I give the person credit of, whatever video or photo I'm talking about.
Yeah, we haven't gone that far.
Just as like, when you write your paper, they say state your sources, so it's not plagiarism.
Yeah.
So I do that, so YouTube doesn't say like, they plagiarized. I'm like, that's another person's video.
I always get those little notes.
Dude, that's still
this
a thing?
music is a copyright issue here. You can't really play this. So I go, all right, fine, mute it, goddammit. You fuckers.
Like, I'm not making money off of this anyway.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, it's tough because like I took a hiatus in May up to now when doing videos. A was because we ran out of content. And B, I started another job which only lasted for 38 days.
Oh, wow! He counted down. What was the job?
So I was working for a real estate company.
Oh, you hated it. Got it. Okay.
I was gonna say I didn't hate it. I mean, my coworkers were cool.
Hey, are you willing to move down to San Francisco to get a job, or out this way to get a job?
I wouldn't mind moving.
All right, so I'll tell you what, and I'm only doing this because you're a real nice guy. United Airlines is hiring, right? I work for them. And you and I will talk about it later, and I think I could help you out.
Okay.
And because if you work for United, you get to fly anywhere in the world that they fly for free. Right? So I'll let you know. We'll talk.
Definitely. I mean, it's like instead of me self-funding everything.
Is there a hub in Chicago too, or United, or is that jobless?
But the particular position's here. They don't have it anywhere else. And I just spoke to my boss early before I got here. Yeah. And he was saying, "Hey, Rick, find me somebody."
Know anybody?
Find me somebody. Yeah.
Okay.
And
All right.
Yeah, I make more money at my job. Otherwise, I'd take you up on it.
Yeah. Right,
Since
'cause-
you offered it to me too.
Yeah, you know how much money I save flying everywhere I go?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's worth, you know, the small salary that I have, because if I had to pay it out of my own pocket, I'd never be able to go anywhere.
Exactly. Unless you have like one of those credit cards that you build up points and
Yeah,
use it.
but
for
I don't
points.
even have to build nothing.
I get first class everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of that, because I have a senior. Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
My nephew, who I just got in, is he has, you know, you have 2 days off, right? And they roll Monday, Tuesday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday. So they roll like that. So every week, like last week, he went to Seattle, watched the women's NBA basketball, and then